Earlier, I talked about the Nuggets beating the Lakers 133-96. And in that video, man, I mentioned about how people were very upset and very irate and very unhappy about what's taking place. And one of those people is Lakers legend, needs pretty much no introduction, and great point guard, Magic Johnson. Okay. Now, about a day ago, I talked about Magic Johnson in reference to Kareem, and it was in reference to leadership. It was in reference to him being what Skip said, uh, the so much better leader than Kareem, which really wasn't all that true. But in terms of his impact and in terms of being a natural born leader and in terms of being the coach on the floor, Magic Johnson knows this more than anybody. And he was critical of the Lakers in the loss to Denver last night, which he has every right to be. And he basically said that, you know, uh, with them losing, he said after being blown out by the Nuggets, 133-96, we as Lakers fans can accept being outplayed, but we deserve more than a lack of effort and no sense of urgency. Owner, Genie Bus, you deserve better. That's what Magic took to Twitter and said. You know, Jokic dominated the game. I already talked about that. But here's the thing that we're not understanding. Everybody's talking about how all these teams are coming in there, whether it's the Kings or whether it's, uh, the great teams like the Golden States, like the Phoenix. Uh, Everybody's talking about how they're clearly dominating, they're winning these games. But see, several people have already talked about it and have been extremely critical about this point that I'm about to make right now. Is that the Lakers are losing games more so than they're letting the teams win, and the reason is because of what Magic had clearly stated, and what I've been talking about, and what guys like Ticket TV and Pro Basketball Updates been talking about, what Two Raw has been talked about, what LVZ had already said even before the season had begun, is that the lack of effort and the energy is not there. Look, let's make something very clear. Okay, I've already talked about this. I'm going to talk about Russell Westbrook in a separate video, but I'm gonna mention him briefly. He said he has no reaction to what Magic Johnson has said. You know, I've already said that Russell Westbrook's confidence has already been shooken pretty much, and I came to the conclusion upon the theory that I was thinking about last night, and I've already said this once before. The only thing that guys like Russell Westbrook could do, I've already mentioned it with LeBron, but LeBron is uh, he's focused on his numbers. You know, as great as LeBron is playing and as great as LeBron is, he's focused on the stats. He's focused on his numbers. Several people have called him out on it, and people already recognize it. And guys like Carmelo Anthony, even guys like Trevor Ariza, which Trevor Ariza has been doing. The only thing that you can really focus on right now and do is what Chamberlain did when he came to the Lakers, what Kareem did when he came to the Lakers, what Bob McAdoo, what he did when he came to the Lakers, is to focus on just clear intangibles and focus on getting other parts of your game even better. Now, I'll give you a prime example, and Two Raw has already touched on this. Shout out to Two Raw. He said this many of times. Okay, when the Lakers, when Chamberlain had went to the Lakers, Chamberlain was pretty much known as a dominant scorer. Coming over from the Warriors slash the Sixers. Uh, when he came from over there, he was pretty much known as for his scoring and rebounding and the defensive prowess. But his main thing, his mo was the scoring. We're talking about a guy that averaged in his 50.4 points, which I don't think will ever be touched. Uh, at least while I'm in this lifetime again. But when he came over to the Lakers, Wilt focused on rebounding. He focused on defense, and he focused on playmaking, which nobody really talked about. And guess what? They were able to be successful when he did that, and Wilt was able to be successful uh, upon doing that. They were able to obtain a championship in doing that, and that's what needs to take place with a guy like Russell Westbrook. I've already said this before. You know, he needs to do what Kobe did when he went to the Olympics. Now, I know people are going to be critical and they're going to say, well, Polo, that's the Olympics. That's not the NBA. At the end of the day, it's still basketball. You still have to go out there and compete. And the goal is the same, which is to win. Now, everybody, they might have different intentions. Some guys might have different goals in mind uh, in that regard. But for the most part, the goal is pretty much the same, which is to win the fucking game, whether you want to believe it or not. You know, uh, stats are great. Don't get me wrong, stats are great, but when you go back and it's all said and done, and you go talk to several people that actually witness this game or witness, you know, uh, the Lakers play right now and everything, and you go talk to them 20 years down the line, the real basketball heads and the real Lakers fans are gonna say this was a tumultuous season, and everybody seems to be playing all about themselves. Well, the majority of the guys. I can't say that about Reeves, Monk, uh, and Avery Bradley in terms of their effort. Just to name a few. Carmelo has been up and down. He's given his effort and everything, but they're going to say that it's a tumultuous season. Now there are some Lakers fans that remain optimistic. What's up with it, True Viking? I see you in the building. Yes, I'm going to talk about the Cowboys and 49ers, okay? Don't worry about that, sweetie. All right, I got you. But the fact remains is that people are going to see this as a very unsuccessful season. Not only is it starting out that way, but it's likely to end that way too as well, okay? Yeah, I know, True Viking. I mean, I know that's what you want to hear, sweetie. I'm gonna talk about them. I was talking about football earlier. Hey, football is gonna be the dominant force this weekend. We got very important games, and it's gonna be like that for the next couple of weeks, and then we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna move into the well, not the playoff push. It would be more March Madness in college because y'all know I fuck with college on this channel too as well. Okay, so anyways, to get back to what I was saying, Magic has every right to be upset. I understand where he's coming from. Kobe, when Shaq had left and Kobe had to pretty much be play with a roster, full of guys that you probably wouldn't even know and could not name to this day unless you actually went to the roster and looked those guys up. The only person that you really recognized was Kobe. Even still, when Kobe had missed the playoffs, and even when Kobe, was unsuccessful um, for a couple years, the effort was always there, both on offense and on defense. Okay, and see that's why, like, when these guys get on here, and I'm talking about on the undisputed and the first takes and the first things first and all this other stuff, and they say, "Oh, well, they're old, they're old, they're old, they're old, they're old, they're old, they're old." That's all you hear. I get so sick of hearing that because, okay, like I just told y'all, Kareem was in his late 30s and still was successful. Uh, Tim Duncan was in his late 30s and still successful. John Stockton, even though he didn't win no championship, he, like I said, he was the leader in assist to turnover ratio. He was still successful. The Dallas Mavericks, I could go on and on and on. The San Antonio Spurs, y'all probably tired of me hearing it. There is absolutely no excuse with that old stuff. Dennis Rodman, still in tip top shape. It's not our fault that you're not keeping your body in shape, or you're not even giving the effort. If you're gonna play the game and you're gonna call yourself, you're gonna be on the NBA floor or whatever, and you're the product. You don't want your product to be damaged good. Now I know AD is pushing to come back. Will that make a difference? Hopefully so. But right now, the way that it's looking like, it's probably not going to happen because he can barely stand up. My Listen, my mom is well into her 60s. I got aunties in their 70s. I got one auntie that's almost pushing like 91, 92 years old. They got more mobility than some of these guys that are on the team. Like, you should be amped up every single play. That Mavericks team was amped up when they played the Heat. They were focused. That Spurs team was amped up every play. They were like, yeah, we old, we know it, but we're still gonna give you effort. And that's not what they're doing. It's like, well, and that's what Magic sees. That's what the Lakers fans see. That's what they see. Even last night, I was pleased with our effort last night. Um, when I was talking about when I talk about the Sixers, I was pleased with our effort. Look, you could be the least talented teams. A lot of these teams that you see right now, you might look at them and then be like, man, who is this guy? Who is this guy? Who is this guy? Because everybody just like LeBron, Katie. But you're not paying attention to these other guys. Oh, wait a minute. You know, this motherfucker can play if you really sit down and watch, but people don't have the patience. People don't really understand the game. People don't really pay attention to the game. They pay attention to one player. Oh, well, if such and such ain't playing, then, oh, well. Listen, the Blazers won last night, right? They won last night without Damian Lillard, right? And you got a chance to see that, guess what? All five starters were in double figures. but you don't pay attention to that. You're like, oh, one player ain't playing. Oh, you know what? I don't want to watch this no more. Oh, man, such and such ain't playing, man. I don't want to watch this no more. Well, shit, go watch another motherfucking game. There's other sports to watch. But while you're not watching these other products that are on the floor, and you're paying attention to one, you're paying attention to one guy on a listen, on mediocre on a mediocre team, and the effort is even more so mediocre. Jokic, he's playing on the squad that while their record might be mediocre, their effort ain't mediocre. But you focus on one player. Oh man, oh LeBron. Meanwhile, Jokic is dominating. Not only is he dominating in a way that you might not like it, and somebody else might not like it. The team likes it, and guess what? They're doing it, and they're blowing 133-96. Do the math. Do the math. But y'all want to see one player. You always want to go. Oh, I'll focus on Luka. That's why I made the video about Luka in comparison to what Jalen Brunson is doing. Man, Luka, man, he bad boy and all this other stuff, man. Don't fucking matter. They won last night with KP coming back. And I said, them guys right there, they haven't really been playing. It's been Jalen Brunson, the one that's been the most consistent. You got to look at things like that. Stats and numbers and all this other stuff, you know what I'm saying? That's all good and gravy. But if it's not impactful, then what are you really doing? Yes. And I know it hurts. I know it hurts some people's feelings. They don't want to hear that. Oh, what do you mean? Man, LeBron is doing this and he's doing that, man. But the Lakers don't give a fuck about that. Kobe had to take the criticism just like Kareem had to take the criticism, just like Wilt had to take the criticism, just like Magic had to take the criticism, just like Worthy had to take the criticism, just like Norm Nixon had to take the criticism, just like Thompson had to take the criticism, just like Cooper had to take the criticism, just like fucking Byron Scott had to take the criticism, just like Kurt Rambis had to take the criticism, just like McAdoo, I probably already mentioned him, had to take the criticism, just like AC Green. Even the role players, everybody had to take the criticism in LA. You're playing like shit, you're not doing right. Look, everything's gonna be magnified. What's his name? Shannon Sharp. I don't often agree with everything that he says, but I agree with him in this sense right here. He said that everything is being magnified now when you talk about Russell Westbrook, and Russell Westbrook is my favorite player. Love Russell Westbrook to death, but the shit that you got away with in Washington, in Houston, in OKC, you can't get away with that shit in LA. That's why I mentioned my nigga LBZ, because he said from the get that this was a terrible idea, and he's a true Lakers fan, not just one of these guys that just got one player on there and then, oh yeah, that's my squad and everything like that. Like some of these guys that, they're sharing for the Clippers and everything like that. Y'all ain't no real Clippers fan. But we talking about guys that are real hardcore Lakers fans, right? We're talking about real hardcore Lakers fan, like my guy Monty Brown, TV, right? Like my boy Goat Mike, he's a real Lakers fan. Like my guy Elder, like Ticket TV. Those are true Lakers fans, and when you're not losing, you're gonna get it. You're gonna get it in every way. They're not there for just one player. They don't care about no 3-game winning streak against mediocre teams. They want to see good product. Just like me, I don't care about no 7-game winning streak with the Philadelphia 76ers. Get to an Eastern Conference Finals. Get to a Finals. But y'all so happy. Oh man, he put up 32 and 11 and all this other. Look, wake my ass up when your ass is getting to the Eastern Conference Finals, and not only are you getting there and you winning, wake my ass up. Other than that, we ain't got shit to discuss. You could put up fucking a huge number. That's why, like, I listen when it comes to Devin Booker. My last point. Devin Booker, everybody's like, oh, Kobe this, Kobe that, or, Tyler Hill, Kobe this, Kobe that. Do not throw the name in the sentence with the great, late great Kobe Bryant, who was able to produce championships along with the other Lakers that were on that team, giving maximum effort every night. Do not put him in the same sentence with these guys. Okay? That's why Devin Booker, hey, you can hate on his attitude, you can say all this other stuff, but the one thing that he does have is he has respect for Kobe Bryant. Yes, he was right. Everybody screaming Mamba mentality. Yeah, it's Mama. Mama mentality is what you have, is what he said. Screaming it from your mama's house. Because a lot of these guys don't really truly mean with that. Stop saying that you got the Mamba mentality if you got mediocre mentality. That's what you don't have. Motherfuckers that's around me, I want them motherfuckers to work. If you're mediocre around me, get the fuck away from me. If you settling for less and all this other stuff and you less than 200%, get the fuck away from me. I don't want to be around. Yeah, the flip out and become a great. Yeah, listen. Do you think Ja Morant? Now, listen. I was disappointed in him. I didn't make the video. I didn't like Ja Morant laughing on the bench. But when the majority of the time when Ja Morant is on that floor, he actually cares about the game. He's not, shit, man. I don't care. No sense of urgency and shit like that. Man, these motherfuckers that are coming up playing even every single possession have a sense of urgency every single second. That's why guys in the LWC, they talk about the 80s. I talk about the 80s. I don't that 90s bullshit. Look, I respect the 90s, but they ain't had shit on the 80s. Reluctant to even say the 70s. Some would even say the 60s too, because you didn't know the physicality, but you looking at the 80s and the media just always talked about the bad boys and the the Celtics and the Bucks and those teams right there, as well as the other teams, the Sixers, all that stuff, when it was rough and physical and rugged and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? And then going into the 90s and stuff like that. But look, they played every single possession. They played every single possession. That's why, like, you look at those low scores and stuff like that. When you look at some of the games in the 90s, stuff like that, they're like, there ain't no scoring involved. You know why? Because these motherfuckers were playing defense. Salute Paulo, yeah, I knew it was going to be a tweet sooner or later. LeBron did not talk to him. He fed up. It appeared. What do you mean? LA, look. You think look, I told y'all need to be focused on every single thing. Well, it's not LeBron's fault, man. You the motherfucking leader of the team. It is your goddamn fault. You put that shit together along with the help of the other managers and stuff like that. Listen, give me a motherfucking Austin Reeves that want to play. Right? Give me a motherfucking Thibault that's going to dive on the floor and wants to play, not worried about all that shit. Give me a Michael Cooper mentality, man. Look, if you want to score here's the fucking ball. I'm going to lock this motherfucker up and make sure that Ja Morant don't get to the paint. No, but he's the GOAT. He's the GOAT. Greatest of all time. Yeah, greatest of all time. What are you hoisting another Larry O'Brien? Because that's what you want, right, LA? Jokic. He's in there with not Jokic, Joel Embiid. He's the best big man with Wilt Chamberlain. Now, this motherfucker, you haven't hoisted a Larry O'Brien. Oh, his numbers. He's up there. He's chasing Kareem. Guess what? Kareem got 6 of them Larry O'Briens. And they criticized Kareem too for playing horrible in the finals one year. They criticized Magic for playing horrible when he lost his finals. But guess what? They piped down and got back to it. They said, well, you know what? I got a mission. I'm on a mission to show you again. Listen, fuck all the scoring. I'm like, fuck the scoring. Fuck the scoring. I'm playing defense. I'm locking this motherfucker up. Dennis Rodman said this. He said, even if I had to die guarding somebody, I was gonna make sure that that motherfucker did not score. And we're talking about a guy who was able to play defense, to rebound, to lock people up, well beyond the age of 30. But guess what? I know the excuse is gonna come. Well, but Polo, no. I don't want to hear no excuse. Hey, LA, you from LA, right? What they say in Drew League? This is my last point. What they say in Drew League? What do they say in Drew League? No excuse. Only produce. You fuck up at Rico Hines and Poly Pavilion one time out there in UCLA, they are gonna tap you and they're gonna tell you to leave the facility. I know this. I've been there. They don't want to see mediocre. Los Angeles do not want to see mediocre. Miami, they don't want to see mediocre. New York, they don't want to see mediocre. Boston, they don't want to see mediocre. Philly, they don't want to see mediocre. They don't want to see mediocre. These legends, they take the game serious. Why do you think Michael Jordan, he was just so disgusted with seeing the way that the franchise, the Wizards and stuff like that, he biting his fist. It's like, you know what? Hey, look, damn it, I might not be the same Jordan or whatever, but 39, I'm coming out of retirement to show you motherfuckers. And look, I didn't want Jordan to come back. But look, that was the type of mentality that you had. It should hurt your stomach. You should be up like Jerry West at night. They said Jerry West could not sleep when he used to lose a game. Just a regular season game used to drive him nuts. Kobe Bryant would not be able to sleep, would not be able to get out of the arena, even in another arena after losing a game, still shooting buckets. What type of mentality are you talking about? Mamba mentality. Y'all don't have it. But no, oh no, you know, he's the king. Leave him alone. Oh, he's Kevin Durant. Leave him alone. No, motherfucker, you got a super team. Oh, so what I expect you to do, you a superstar, right? You got 3 of them on there, right? Okay, if one of them's gone, so what? Hey, no problem. I'm gonna strap it on my back and still win. Jokic, hey, no problem. European mentality. He's from the Balkans. Just like a lot of them motherfuckers, like Boban, like a lot of them other guys. Not making no excuses. European, straight ball, unorthodox. I don't give a fuck. I'm still gonna go in there. I'm gonna make Howard look silly. I don't give a fuck how many defensive player awards that you have won in the past. Oh, you do this, bam. I'm gonna get you with fundamentals, and I don't even need to dunk on your ass to make your ass look silly. But see, I'm not gonna go to Polo Channel. You know what? He doesn't get scientific. I'll get scientific for you. I'll get scientific for you. The mediocre that y'all want to see is Luka Doncic being a negative 47. But you don't want to pay attention to the fact that Jalen Brunson is a plus 93. Oh, but no. I want to see the numbers. Look at the numbers. Look. What they say, men lie, women lie, numbers don't. Well, look at the number of times that you are failing to succeed in the playoffs. Look at the number of times that you failing to exceed expectation. Look at the number of times that you're going into these games and you're not playing every single defensive possession. Because that's all it is. You got to take accountability. Like LA Sports said, LA is from LA. I know how they rock in LA. I got a brother-in-law in LA. He's disgusted right now. He doesn't even want to look at the product. He doesn't even want to look at the Lakers play. He doesn't even want to look at them. Doesn't even want to look at them, man. And that's how a lot of guys feel. People are like, shoot, man. At first, I was like, listen, this is my last point. I promise, man. At first, some of the brothers in the LDBC was like, blow this team up, and I was like, I don't know about that. You know what I'm saying? I wanted them to be wrong. Ask them. I wanted them to be wrong. But now, they right in the motherfucker. It makes me want to cash up all of them 500 because they were so right. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad I didn't take no bet because I sure would have lost. And look, you brought in extra help. That shit don't listen. Kareem was a year. Kareem played 21 years. 21 years. Hey, you're 17, you're 18. They didn't make no excuses. Who did they throw the ball to? And I know, listen, I know to LeBron's defense, to a degree, he got a lot more responsibility and everything. But with a lot of responsibility also come like he always said, heavy is the head that holds the crown. Look, you are going to be criticized no matter what. And it is in LA. When you first came out there, look, look, you got big shoes to fill. They don't care about what you did in Cleveland. They don't care about what you did in Miami or any of that. Maybe the LeBron fans do. They care about that shit, you know what I'm saying? But these motherfucking hardcore LA fans, they know Showtime. They know Wilt. They know Jerry. They know Elgin. Even going all the way back to the Minneapolis Lakers when you talk about George Mikan. Yes, I will go into history when I need to. I don't need to all the time. Everybody wants me to be educated, Harvard and Ivy League and all this other bullshit. No. LA ain't got no time for that. Wake them up when you first or second and you're getting somewhere. Maybe lose a game here or there. Just like with Philly, man. Wake me up, man. I don't give a fuck about no 7-game winning streak in the middle of the season shit. Because then when you get up to the playoffs, it's like that, well, I just did what was necessary, but I'm going to blame this person. Why do you think Ben Simmons don't even want to play there? Because you discounted what he did. Look, and I'm not defending all about Ben Simmons. You know what I'm saying? Because Ben Simmons, he brought some of it on himself. But shit, makes you not even want to play with a motherfucker like that. Yeah, I like Joel Embiid. He putting up stats and stuff like that. Oh, it's all about myself and stuff like that. Look at the motherfuckers that are around you. They're athletic. We're trying to get athletic, trying to get up and down the floor, but we gotta wait on your motherfucking slow ass. I wasn't talking about that, JMJ, and I thank you for coming in and trying to correct me. I did not say that he was winning the year 19. I said that they were still throwing him the ball. Go ahead and rewind it back. I know what I said, but he was winning. He was winning late in the career. Listen to the point that I'm making. Y'all want to get all technical. Well, he didn't do this. Man, fuck all the technicalities. Fuck all that shit. LA don't want to see no fucking technicalities. Man, you think Kobe Bryant was caring about no technicalities and stuff like that? Kobe Bryant used to dive on the floor. Kobe Bryant would get in there and rebound. Oh, we'll see technically, the mathematics and to the fifth power. Man, take that bullshit somewhere. Ain't nobody doing no motherfucking chemistry. And I don't give a fuck if he didn't win in year 19. I guarantee you, man. Look, if you in year 19 and you motherfuckers are in year 5, nigga, you better be flying up and down the floor. That's making excuses for motherfucker. Well, he didn't do anything in year 19. This motherfucker had already won 6 championships. But he's still out there giving effort. If you fucking 40, 41 years old, still putting up 17, 16 points and stuff like that, nigga, that to me, oh yeah, what do you call him? Old reliable? Tim Duncan sacrificed himself, JMJ. Yeah, walk your dog, feed him. Because that's what we have around here. We ain't got no cats. Ain't got no motherfucking mongooses. Ain't got no motherfucking birds and chirping and shit like that, nigga. We got dogs around this bitch. We got lions. That's why they call this bitch the Lions Den. Nigga, man, I'm tired of all this shit, man. And it's not just with the Lakers and all this other shit. I'm fed up with all these motherfuckers. Oh, yeah, well, he didn't making excuses for motherfuckers. My background, man, you go to my family, we don't make no motherfucking excuses. Nigga, if you fuck up, you come in with F's. Nigga, we gonna drill your motherfucking ass. If you fuck up on the court, we gonna drill your motherfucking ass. We ain't making no motherfucking excuses. Even if you win, you still gotta be criticized. I had a coach, right? That he didn't take no fucking not. Nigga, if you wasn't up by 15 at half, this motherfucker was drilling your motherfucking ass. In AAU days. In motherfucking, you know, these different leagues that I would play in the summer and shit like that. He didn't give a fuck if it was a summer league. Nigga, if you didn't want to play, nigga, I'll play with 5 guys that don't want to run with no bitch. Have your asses tired as hell. That you should get your ass in better shape. Don't nobody got no Patrick Beverly type of mentality. Nigga, listen. The big man when I was playing, nigga, they didn't give a fuck if they was 6'9", 6'10", or anything like that. Everybody was picking your ass up 94 feet. Everybody. Man, like I told you, salute to DLB. Thank you for letting me know that. But like I said, that technicality bullshit, that don't mean shit. Nigga, get me a big man like Jared Allen in that motherfucker. Nigga, I don't give a fuck about scoring. Nigga, I'm trying to pin your shit to the glass. I'm trying to cut you off. I'm trying to make this motherfucking game ugly for you up underneath. Yeah, give me a motherfucker like a Stanley Johnson. Nigga, I don't give a fuck, nigga. Man, you can have that scoring shit. Right now, y'all need to get better at defense. You can't stop nobody. Look, the reason why a lot of motherfuckers, they always talk about, oh yeah, I won a championship, da 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 da. Yeah, but the reason why Isaiah Thomas is so boastful about winning a championship is because he was able to stop Michael from winning the championship. He was able to stop Magic from winning the championship. He was able to stop Larry Bird from winning the championship. You have to be like, look at your resume and be like, well, who did I stop from winning this? Or who did I stop from winning that? Dennis Rodman used to say, I keep going back to Dennis Rodman, sorry, but, you know, it's just the mentality or whatever. You know, he said, he looked at those guys and they were always scoring and stuff like that, but he said, how can I stop those guys? But no, y'all want mediocre. Y'all settle for mediocrity. I don't settle for that shit. Why do you think True Viking wants to get on here and talk about the Cowboys? You know why? And why I picked the Cowboys is because when you walk in that fucking facility, they not fucking playing around this year in Dallas. They want to win. They don't give a fuck. Jerry Jones said it's championship or bust. They don't care about getting to no motherfucking playoffs. Even if Dak fucked up his leg and stuff and resilient and playing at an MVP level, they don't care about that shit. Even if we got a rookie, they got a rookie linebacker in Michael Parsons. Your mentality got to change. That's why these young guys that are coming in, they are wolves, man. John Morant, he's a wolf. He ain't no sheep. Jokic. That motherfucker, yeah, you might think he's soft and shit like that. He don't give a fuck about Marquise, what's his name, being the twins. He don't care about them motherfuckers being gangster from Philly or whatever. And that, yeah, fuck with me if you want to. I'm a wolf, motherfucker. I'm gonna push your motherfucking fucking ass back if you try to elbow me. He's a wolf. Even Tyler Hero, he's a wolf. I told y'all motherfuckers about Tyler Hero. Tyler Hero Tyler Hero is cut from a different cloth. That's not your typical white boy. I had a cousin that told me this motherfucker would go in a gym full of nothing but niggas and be talking shit to everybody and still be busting motherfuckers' ass and shit like that. That's when I was looking on what he was saying on Baller's Life and shit like that. This motherfucker, man, talk shit to everybody and will be hooping too. He's a wolf. He got a wolf mentality, man. Jared Allen, he got a wolf mentality. Them guys on the Cavs, they got a wolf mentality. What's up, Be More Legend? No, I wouldn't call myself the Don Be More, but man, I know a lot, man, and I conversate with. It's very rare that I could conversate. Listen, I could conversate with a lot of niggas in the LDBC, but there's a lot of niggas, that really don't understand the game. They don't understand the game in basketball. They don't understand it in football, and it's not all. See, y'all think it's all about physical. It's mental. Some of y'all, y'all passion. Y'all need to really define what passion is, because some of y'all don't even know the definition of it. Man, look, John Morant came. He was not highly recruited. This is my last one. I gotta go in here in the store and get something, y'all. Plus, I gotta eat the fucking restaurant. Look, John Morant was not heavily recruited, right? Coming out of South Carolina, he was from he went to a small school. He went to a small school. Led the league, led the nation. But y'all focus on him trying to dunk on everybody and stuff like that. No, it's the way that he's able to close out games. That's what a point guard is supposed to do. A point guard, listen, one of the reasons why I like Isaiah Thomas. Isaiah Thomas was there at the right time. Polo Sports Talk and ENT. I appreciate everybody pulling up. True Viking Queen, JMJ21, Be More Legends, LA Live, DOB. Appreciate y'all. I'll holler at y'all.